how I turned a closet into a pantry. I'm also going to be sharing 10 pantry organization tips that will help you keep your pantry organized. Now, when I did my kitchen demo and remodel, I knew that I was going to lose a pantry because I wanted to make the entrance into the kitchen larger. So having that knowledge, I thought of a solution, and the solution was to use the closet that was nearby and turn that into a pantry. What I did when we demoed the original pantry was I kept all of the shelving. It was really high quality, and it was a great way for me to be able to save some money. In fact, I'm not spending any additional money on this pantry shelving today because I am simply recycling the shelving that I already had. Now, this is the closet that we're using. It's awkward because the ceiling comes down. It's not very wide, but it is wide enough that I can put shelving on one side and still have enough room for a walkway. So I got to work reassembling these shelves. I simply screwed everything to the wall. Once I had all the shelving frames secured against the wall, I got some caulk and I caulked all the edges. This is a great way to make things look professional because you're just sealing up those edges. Now it's time to add my adjustable shelving back in. This is fantastic because I can make my shelves as tall or as thin as I want. So I added all of my shelving back in, and just like that, I have some pantry shelves. By simply reusing the shelving that I already have, I was able to create a professional looking pantry. And again, I did not spend any additional money to move the pantry from the kitchen to this closet. Now that our pantry is assembled, let's start organizing. Now, the majority of the pieces that I'm going to be using in my organization are from the Dollar Tree. So we're going to start off with this wire rack. You can get these at the Dollar Tree. These are fantastic for organization. I've used them in my shelf organization, and so today we're going to use them in our pantry. Now, I don't know about you, but I tend to have a lot of loaves of bread or bagels, English muffins, items that can get squished in a pantry. Using a wire shelf is a great way to add some separation to our baked goods. So what I'm going to do is put this on top of my shelf. I'm going to get a loaf of bread and I'm going to stick it underneath, and now I can put another loaf of bread on top. Using the wire rack is a great way to add extra protection to your baked goods so that they don't get squished. Our next solution is going to be using an under the shelf storage basket. I purchased this basket at Five Below, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to slide it right onto the shelf above the bread, and now I can put in my tortillas. Again, this is a great way to keep things separated, to make sure that things don't get lost in the pantry or stacked on top of each other. You can add your soft, delicate food to these storage baskets and it will prevent them from getting squished. I like to keep my organization as pretty as possible. So I'm going to show you how I store my flour and my sugar in a pretty way. I found these glass jars at HomeGoods. They have some raised circle details on them and they have the seal around the top. So all I'm going to do is add the flour and the sugar to these jars. You can add whatever you want. You can do brown sugar, powdered sugar, rice, oats, all kinds of things you could add to these pretty jars. It's a great way to keep them fresh because it has the seal around the top, but it also displays them in a beautiful way. And you can also tell when you're running low on things because the jars are glass, so you know exactly how much of that ingredient you have. Another pretty way to store some pantry items is to use a cookie jar. Now, of course, we love cookies in a cookie jar, but there are so many other things that you can put in a cookie jar as well. I'm gonna put in some cookie cutters. I can add a whole bunch of cookie cutters to this cookie jar. This is a great way to organize them and to store them. Because the jars are clear, I can see exactly which cookie cutter I want to use and pull it out easily. Another thing that you can add is some utensils. Any kind of utensil that you want. I actually have these colorful ice cream scoops that I use on a regular basis. And this is a fun way to display them. You can also store some basic items in there. I'm going to put in some clothespins. I know that seems a little odd for a kitchen pantry, but because we live in Florida and because it's humid, I use these clothespins to close up basically everything. Our chip bags, our cereal bags, all kinds of things to keep our food fresh. So having a clothespin easily available on hand within arm's reach is important to us. You could also use cookie jars in a laundry room. You could place your laundry pods in there or your fabric softener beads. And not only would they look pretty, but they would be very convenient to access. I have seen plastic wrap dispensers all over Instagram and all over YouTube, and I have always wanted one for my organization. Well, my friends at Good Pick sent me this wonderful plastic wrap organizer. You guys, I'm so excited to have all of my plastic wrap and my wax paper and my parchment paper organized. So what I did was I unboxed this beautiful plastic wrap organizer from a well-packaged box. This package showed up quickly at my door. These items are made out of bamboo, so they're very lightweight, but very sturdy. To use this dispenser, all I had to do was remove the bamboo side. It has these little magnets on it. Just pull it right off. It's super easy. Then I took my plastic wrap, my wax paper, and my aluminum foil out of the original packaging that it came in, and then I just slid it through the little slots in this organizer. Once my wax paper was in, all I had to do was thread it through the opening, and now I can cut it. I don't know about you, but I have cut my fingers before on those razor sharp teeth on the bottom of the boxes. Well, this is much safer, and you get a clean cut every single time, so you can measure out your wax paper, your plastic paper, your aluminum foil to whatever size you need, and you won't get a misshapen edge as you try and pull it and cut it from the sharp teeth that are on the original packaging. All you have to do is just slide that cutter right across and you have a beautiful cut. Another item that I have seen that I have really wanted are these storage bag organizers. Good Pick has those too. Again, they were sent to me packaged beautifully. I was able to unbox them, and I love the different sizes of these bamboo storage organizers. And all you need to do is take your bags out of the original packaging and place them right inside of these bamboo boxes. I have some sandwich bags that I put in. I have some Ziploc bags that I put in another one. I put in some freezer bags. And in the larger storage bag organizer, I put in some plastic bread bags. This is such a pretty way to store your regular plastic bags, and they are just as easy to use as if you opened a brand new package from the store. You just pull those bags right out one at a time. Not only do these items look beautiful in my pantry, I just place them right on top of a shelf, but you can also place them inside of a drawer in your kitchen. I put mine inside of a top drawer, so you can place these storage organizers anywhere that's convenient for you. If you're trying to organize your pantry or your kitchen in a beautiful way, these bamboo organizers from Good Pick are going to be a perfect solution for you. Now, not only are they beautiful, but they are very affordable. I will leave a link to Good Pick in my description box, as well as a link to my plastic storage bag organizer and my plastic wrap organizer. So head on over to Good Pick, check out all the amazing household storage items that they have, and just enjoy looking and dreaming about a beautiful, organized kitchen and pantry. I had just enough space at the back of my pantry to put in a plastic stacking drawer. This is a perfect solution in this awkward space. because I'm trying to take advantage of every square inch possible in this smaller pantry. Let me show you what I have inside of my stacking drawers. The top drawer has my powdered sugar and my brown sugar. The middle drawer has all of our drink mixes, our hot cocoa mix, our pink lemonade. I also have some nuts in there. And then at the bottom is where I have all of the items that I use to bake with. My baking powder, my baking soda, my vanilla, cocoa powder, corn syrup, all kinds of things that I use on a regular basis, and I don't want to dig around to look for them. Having these items in this stacking drawer is so convenient. I know exactly where everything is. I'm not rummaging around trying to find things. I can actually direct my children too to where they are, which is nice when you're baking and you need an extra set of hands. The kids know exactly where to find these items. Now, talking about kids, we love to throw a good party every now and again. And of course, you've got to have some paper plates when you're having a party, because who wants to do dishes, right? So I have a big stack of paper plates and I want to organize them. A couple of months back, I did a kitchen organization and I purchased these plate holders from IKEA. So not only do these plate holders work perfectly with my everyday plates, but we're going to use these plate holders for our paper and plastic plates. So I simply just put these paper plates inside of this plate holder. Now I can pick up the entire thing and move it around to wherever it is I need to be. I can keep it in my pantry and these plates won't be toppling all over the place or spilling or falling off the shelf. This plate holder will hold everything in place and keep things where they need to be. My next organization hack is to simply use a plastic Dollar Tree basket for our spice organization. I purchased a large basket and I put all of my spices in this basket. It's so convenient. I can pull it out of the pantry and put it right next to the stove while I'm cooking. Then I can just look and pick out whatever spice that I want. And then I could easily put those spices back in the basket and move the whole thing back into the pantry. I didn't stack any spices on top of each other because this basket is a wider basket. I had enough space to accommodate all of my spices. So speaking of spices, we're going to use our spice rack for something other than spices. I have 2 of these spice racks and I'm going to put them on one of the shelves in the pantry. Instead of using spices for this, I'm going to put my cooking oils, I'm going to put my vinegars, my peanut butters, honey, a lot of cooking items that can get lost in the shuffle, that can get pushed towards the back of your shelves and you don't even know that they're there. Putting these food items on this staggered spice rack helps you to know exactly where things are and readily available for you to grab and start cooking with. Another Dollar Tree item that I love using are these mesh zipper bags. They come in a package of 3. And what I like to do with my mesh bag is put in my plastic grocery bags in here. I like to reuse my grocery bags, so all I do is just put the plastic grocery bags inside of these mesh zipper bags and they store them beautifully because you can kind of smash up those plastic bags and jam them in there really good. Other options to put in these mesh bags are potatoes. You could put in some onions, apples, things that you have in your pantry that you want to keep organized or in one spot, but you don't want to keep them in those plastic bags that they come in. You can put them in these mesh bags. These mesh bags are breathable and they're fairly large, so you'll be able to put in a decent amount of food into these bags. Hopefully one of these 10 pantry organization tips will work for you in your pantry organization. I had so much fun reassembling these shelves in a different space. I think it looks so professional. I really enjoyed starting off with a blank slate and putting all the food back in and doing it in an organized fashion. If you're looking for more home organization or home hacks, I have an entire playlist for you. I hope you got some inspiration today. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for watching.